Um, can you add Okay. Hi, Mandy. Can you all hear us?
Hello, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can. Loud and clear.
You can, that's good. Okay, thank you very much. We've got on-off on sound here as well. So can I just check? Can't hear us? Can you still hear us? You can still hear us? Okay, so long time. Thank you.
Mandy, do you mind taking some photos of the students from Plymouth and sharing it either on the WhatsApp or email later?
Sorry?
Taking some photos of students from Plymouth and then sharing it either on the WhatsApp or email later?
Okay, we'll try to do that. Did you hear
Sorry,
us?
I can't hear you. You're breaking up, I think. Yes,
Can you
now,
hear us?
yeah, loud and clear.
Hear
Now.
us now? Okay, so we do need to
Yeah, hear, yes.
Sorry, we've got an extra mic on the desktop, so we need that one.
Okay, right.
Big screen for everybody.
Mandy, are your students in already, or are we? Do we need to wait for a few more minutes?
I think they're all in. I'm just going to go and get the register and check.
Okay, okay. Just let us know when you're ready, then we'll start.
Yes, Suanne, I think we meant to start.
Okay, thank you so much. Right, very good evening for the Malaysian students, afternoon for students from Plymouth, and a very good morning to Maxwell, students and academicians from Plymouth. Sorry, Dr. Suanne, Mr. James, and Mrs. Mandy, together with students from Plymouth. Thank you for joining us today. Today is actually the final presentation by students from Taylor's. They will be showcasing their snippets of the recording using Engage and also explaining how they have actually integrated Engage into their lessons. Okay, without further ado, I will invite the first presenter, Miss Celine, to present her work or the group's work. Right? Thank you. Over to you, Celine.
All right, thank you, Dr. Lojana. Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm Celine Lee from Taylor's University. I will be presenting on behalf of Group 1. My group members are Nazira, Junting, Zandra, Zilin, Khadija, Sonika, and Sienna. So in this presentation, I'll be covering 3 main areas, which are our product showcase, justification of our chosen location, and how the platform meets the intended learning outcomes. So without further ado, let's watch a short video of how our groups integrate the use of Engage into teaching and learning. So the previous video projected how we integrate the use of ENGAGEVR into our lesson plan. The chosen locations for our lesson, the airline cabin and Oxford Bodleian Library, provide a realistic and immersive learning environment. They allow for contextual learning, enabling students to experience safety measures and problems in a relevant setting. Additionally, these settings offer a multi-sensory experience, enhancing students' engagement and understanding through haptic feedback and also the authentic environment. So next, the intended learning outcomes of our lesson plan is to explain the importance of adhering to safety measures and also construct verbal instructions in diverse roles. The ENGAGEVR platform effectively meets the intended learning outcome by aligning with Bloom's taxonomy and the TPEC model, integrating technological, pedagogical, and content knowledge. It allows for realistic simulation and role-playing, improving communication skills. Additionally, it provides immediate feedback, aiding students' learning and improvement. Overall, the strategic integration of ENGAGEVR underscores a progressive approach to education, fostering immersive contextual learning experiences that enhance students' engagement and exemplify transformative teaching practices. So that's all from us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Celine and team. Right, we'll listen to the feedback from the reviewers. Max, can you start the session by providing some feedback?
Absolutely. So really, really wonderful job. I continue to be impressed by the groups and students of Taylor's University and what you come up with and just how creative it is. So as far as my notes go, role-playing is definitely one of your most powerful tools in VR. Always take advantage of the fact that you can interact with each other in a three-dimensional environment, such as actually walking up to each other or shaking hands or saying hello, from simple things such as that to more advanced things such as role-playing safety measures on a cabin or doing simulations. What happens when somebody becomes very unruly on an airline cabin? What do you do in certain emergency situations? So role-playing creates a really good retention of information. So great job incorporating that. Great after exercise questions I saw in the video. It is always good to ask students, what did you get from the experience, and have them kind of reflect on what they had saw and what they did and allow them to experience that organically. And also a great outline of multisensory in virtual reality, basically saying, visual and auditory wise and haptic feedback, students get to have a true three-dimensional experience. So really, really great job with that. And I would say, moving forward, one of the things to really, really focus on is the role playing and try and make that more, I wouldn't say complex. Complex might not be the right word for it, but more so involved. And the role playing, using more 3D objects in the role playing as an example, especially during the recording phase, just because, interacting with objects within the space can also help with that retention of information. But it's just something to try and experiment with forward. But really wonderful job. I continue to be impressed, and we're off to a great start.
Thank you so much, Max, for the valuable feedback. Next, I would like to invite Associate Professor Dr. Suanne. Kindly give some feedback to the students. Dr. Suanne, I think you're muted. Yeah.
Yes, so I am. Thank you. That's better. Well done. Really good piece of work. I think the first thing I'd like to say is that the presentation at the beginning, I can't get a name. Sorry, Celine. Your presentation was very clear. Your opening, your introduction, your breakdown as to what you did, why you did it the way you did it, and for what purposes, and what your aims were. Very articulate. Which gave the viewers of your video an understanding going into the space. Obviously, this is a significant piece of work that you and your colleagues have spent a lot of time over in terms of what's the purpose here, what are we looking to address. And I can see all kinds of different layers around effective communication, from how to challenge inappropriate behaviour in an airline context, how to clarify meaning for others in a group situation, how to then engage together as a collective group, as you did, and you showed the group doing that in the Bodleian Library in Oxford, that I've had the pleasure and the joy of studying in many years ago. So it was interesting to see it there on VR. Well done. I hope you get a chance to actually go to the Bodleian Library yourselves at some point in the future with your future studies. Beautiful place. But I think that whole process of the planning, the collaboration, the role playing, and then the reflection on that was done incredibly well. But I really want to acknowledge the opening introduction that was given, because that just made it much clearer, I think, for those of us coming into it cold, because obviously this is something you've immersed yourselves in for quite a period of time as a group, and you've obviously worked really well together as a group and shared the different roles in the development and the delivery of the VR product. And I guess I would end with a question. You don't necessarily have to respond to this question in this space, but for me, with any kind of significant project or a new pedagogical tool, I'm always left with the question, what next? Yeah. So what next? What comes next for you? What have you learned from that particular virtual reality play out of collaboration, engagement, communication, understanding? What have you learned from that in relation to your future practice as educators, whether that's in a school context, in a playground context, working with families? I don't know what it will be, but in terms of those communication issues and barriers and challenges, I think it's always really important to have a clear sense of what you've learned and how you can take that forward in terms of your actual practice in the future. So really well done. I enjoyed that very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Associate Professor Suanne. Okay, Dr. Tan is unwell, but maybe we still have some time. Celine, do you want to say a few words about what's next, if you can?
I think in Malaysia, Engage is something very new. Like what Dr. Suanne had just mentioned, we can actually introduce it to the current situation in what we have in Malaysia to students, because it will really broaden their perspective of Engage and also virtual reality into the classroom.
Okay, thank you so much, Celine. Well done to your group, right? Okay, so probably we'll move to the next group. I'd like to invite the second group, the presenter from the second group, to start sharing the screen.
Thivilojana, please wait me for a moment. Yeah.
Sorry. Group two.
Hello, Miss. Yeah. Can you
Yeah.
hear me?
Yes, we can. Can you share your screen?
Yeah. I'm now sharing.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, can. Yes, I
Okay.
can.
Okay.
Okay, all
Thank you,
good?
Dr.
Yeah,
Lojana.
right. You can start the presentation, yeah.
Okay, so good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. This is Ishan from Group 2. So, sorry, I think I need to open up my camera, right? Sorry.
Please, yeah. Introduce
Yeah.
yourself first. Yeah, all right,
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay, I am Ishan from Group 2, and I'm very honored here to share our group work to you. And as you can see, our topic is about fire safety. So now I will show a short video of our lesson first.
Now that you have formed groups of 3, we're going to do a few exciting things. So you see the house on fire, right? It's time that we put our detective hats on and go to the burning house, which we're already inside. But it's okay. Okay, so now that we're inside the house, it's time that we put our detective hats on and observe the fire. So to make things easier, we have divided the different areas of the house to different groups. So group 1, which is Caleb, Macy, and Thomas, you will be exploring the kitchen ground. Group 2, which is Yishan, Person, and Lulu, you will be exploring the bedroom on the first floor. And for group 3, which is Nazira and Junting, you will be exploring the table by the door. So when you're observing the fire, think about how the fire might have been caused and the ways to prevent it. Form at least 2 sentences for both causes and ways to prevent the fire on the sticky notes. Use the blue sticky note to represent the causes of the fire and the yellow sticky note to represent ways to prevent the fire and place it at your designated location. You have time to share your answers once time is up. So to access the sticky note function, you can press escape and it should be the last icon at the bottom. There will be 2 boxes. So type in the box that says content and press the sticky note button to upload your sticky note. If you finish early, feel free to explore other areas of the house and help out the others. You have 10 minutes for this task. So if you ever forget the instructions, you can come back to the living room to see the instructions. Okay, so good luck everyone. You can start exploring now, yeah.
Okay, so as you can see, our lesson is a 4th grade English writing and speaking lesson, and our topic is about fire safety. So, and our learning outcomes are identify the potential fire hazards in a household and evaluate ways to prevent fires. So to achieve these learning outcomes, we designed our lesson plan like this. So first of all is the readiness part. We will play a video about fire safety first, and we will let the students to have a group discussion about what they have learned from the video. For example, what are the causes of fire and how to prevent the fire. And next is the engagement part. We will let the students to have a group activity. So we actually set the fires in the house in advance. So the students can actually explore the house and the fires and write down sticky notes, what caused the fire and how to prevent it. And after the activity, we will let the students to have a presentation about their result. And the last part is the mastery part. We will let the students to sequence the fire suppression methods. So we did this lesson in the platform Suburban Street, and there's a house inside. So as you can see, we put a fire at FX in the scenario, for example, on the table and in the bedroom and also in the kitchen. So the students can explore the fires by themselves. And we also use the sticky notes. So the students can write down their answers on the sticky notes and just paste it beside the fire. And we also use the share screen function to show our slides as the main instruction. Okay, so now let's talk about the benefits. So for the teachers, ENGAGEVR can actually provide multiple teaching resources, for example, like the fire or the FX in the scenario. So it can actually attract the students' interest. And ENGAGEVR is very flexible because it allows teachers to teach anytime, anywhere, and they can actually join with multiple devices, and it can also visualize the students' learning process. And for the students, they can actually see the fires and their hazards up close for a more visual experience and deeper understanding, because we cannot let the students to really explore the fire in the real life. It's quite dangerous, and it can also enhance the students' creativity. Just like what I have mentioned before, we let the students to write on the sticky notes. So the sticky notes function allow the students to write whatever they want, and they can paste it wherever they want. And the last one is about the FX function. For example, the firewalls and the environment in the house. It allows the students to learn about fire safety methods and recognize items that can easily cause fires. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you so much.
So much, Ishan, sorry. Well done. Very interactive and impressive as well. Okay, so without further ado, I'll invite Max to give your feedback.
So I first want to start off by saying that this is a really brilliant idea, because fire safety is a lot more involved than a lot of people realize. A lot of I, for a long time, only thought it was as simple as, you know, taking a fire extinguisher and just putting out a fire. But there's electrical fires, there's grease fires, there are many different kinds of fires, and I feel as though an immersive lesson like this is just such a great idea, because learning about these different types of fires, what causes them, you know, different practices to take for fire safety purposes is unbelievably important and can really save lives. So I just want to say that first, is that I think that this is a really great idea. In the lesson itself, the voice that you were using was very clear and direct and very easy to understand, which I appreciated. With more time, especially with ENGAGEVR, because I'm going to talk a little bit about the Engage side of things and the technology side of things as well, is I definitely recommend using the content editor and content editing tools and learning tools within Engage to create lessons, such as, like, you can physically, like, put out a fire, and again, that's a situation with more time. So utilizing those tools can certainly create a really immersive lesson. As far as the lesson itself, I think that is great, because it gives the students an opportunity to do association, you know, using the sticky notes and attaching it to specific types of fires. I feel as though that association is really going to help them remember. And like you said, it's the creativity side of things. Students have the ability to interact with things that otherwise in the real world they would never be able to touch or go near due to the dangers of it. But in virtual reality, it is completely safe. They can get as close or far away from the fire as they desire. And again, I just think the sticky note idea was really brilliant, and in the way that it was presented, I think that this would be a great idea that you could very easily, you know, present to schools as a possible lesson for kids, because it's easy to learn within that environment, and that lesson association is a great idea. So very awesome job, and definitely in the future, feel free to explore Engage more, because there's a lot of tools such as the content editor, where, you know, you can physically put out fires within the metaverse environment, and now in mixed reality. So great idea, very cool, and nicely done.
Thank you so
much,
much.
Maxwell. Yeah. Next, I would like to invite James. James, are you able to give some feedback?
Just some quick feedback. I mean, completely agree with what Max said about it being, you know, a really nice choice for this activity, because it really demonstrates something that would be very hard to create an equivalent experience of in the real world without the risks of obviously associated with fire. So children, learners can get really up close with it, and so on. And I thought what was really nice as well, Shan, was the way that you had follow-up activities that then meant that the learners they'd go out there, they'd have that kind of practical experience in the VR environment, and then they'd be following up, thinking about those in afterwards. So, it shows you have a good understanding of how children learn and the pedagogy behind using these tools in planning teaching, which I think is really admirable there also. Yeah, great. I won't say any more other than, yeah, well done. So, yeah, thanks for sharing that, Shin, and well done to your group.
Okay, thank you very much, James. Now I'd like to invite Charles, Dr. Charles.
Hello.
To say a few words.
Hi, I apologize
yeah.
that, thanks, Ojana. I apologize, colleagues, because my camera is not switching on. So I'm sorry I can't show myself, but I hope you can hear me loud and clear. Yishan, fantastic. I thought I completely agree with Max and James, what they spoke about your work. And what I found was quite interesting is that you had an approach here which is quite systematic and methodical, and when you presented it, you went stage by stage. And as James mentioned, the pedagogy, I think this is something you should take note of, because what is interesting is that you have like real life, we can actually create an instructional framework, a pedagogical framework in real life. But here in virtual reality, this is interesting. You can actually record a pedagogical framework from what you have implemented here. So this is something not to be taken trivially, or I think you should take note of this seriously and continue to develop this and continue to use Engage and keep searching and use the tools in Engage, and who knows what else you can come up with. So good job, Ishan.
Right, thank you very much, Dr. Charles, and thank you everyone for the wonderful feedback. Right, I think Yishan, you did a fantastic job. Thank you to your team as well. Congratulations. I think the topic actually captured everyone's attention. Okay, well done to your team. Right, we'll move on to the next group. Zhang Yushin. Are you ready? Zhang Yushin.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, our leader that is supposed to share the screen is offline for now. He got rejected when getting to the meeting. Yeah, he got
Ask
rejected.
to join again. Can you ask her to try again? Or you want to go later? And if you can't join now, we'll get the other group to go first. Is that okay?
Yeah, okay. We move to the next, okay?
Okay. I'll get the next group. You're coming. They're having some technical issues. Joanne? Okay.
Yeah.
Joanne, can you hear me?
Can.
Okay. Can you start the presentation? This the group is having some technical issues.
Yeah, sure.
While waiting for Joanne to her screen. Okay, she can share.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Joanne.
Okay. A very good morning and good afternoon and good evening to everyone. So I'll be presenting on behalf of Group 4, and here is our group members: Avin, Shota, Sally, Yiling, Jingjing, Jerry, Miao, and me, myself, Joanne. So I'll be showing you the video first.
Good morning, class. Today we're going to learn about Asia's and Asian cuisines. Has anyone here been to Asia before? I'm from Hong Kong. Great. Okay, who wants to go next?
Me?
Okay, Shota, you can go.
Okay, so I went to Japan before with my classmates and family. It was very awesome.
Now, let's take a look at the board. Today's topic is cuisines found across this diverse continent. Asia is the largest continent in the world, and it's home to many different countries, cultures, and foods. There are many types of cuisines that are available in Asia because there are so many countries which make Asia. Now let's recap on what we have learned last week. So if you remember, last week we learned about the key phrases that we should use when we are placing an order. So the first key phrase would be, can I have the name of the dish, please? I like to order whatever dish you would like. So now, I'm going to teleport everyone to an Asian restaurant. Okay, class, as you can see now, we are in a Asian restaurant. Each student from the table will go to the counter to place an order. Make sure you use the phrases which we have discussed. I will be going from table to table. If you need anything or you need any help, please let me know. Now you can start placing your order, looking at the menu. There's a lot of things to choose from.
Hi, welcome. Can I take your order? Hi, can I get spring rolls, please? So the order you want is spring rolls?
And a Coke, please.
All right, a Coke. So you want a spring roll and a Coke?
Yes, please.
So that will be $1. Precisely, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi, here's your fried rice and spring roll. Enjoy your meal.
Thank you very much.
And here is your spring rolls and your Coke. Enjoy your meal.
Thank you.
Hi, yes. May I know what you get out of your order?
Oh, yes, please. Order.
Okay, nice. Would you like to order anything else?
Can we also have a chicken feet, please?
Chicken feet, one chicken feet. All right. Okay, we'll serve in a few minutes. Excuse me, this is your chicken feet. So this will be additional of $10. Enjoy your meal. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you.
Excuse me. May I clean your bill?
Yes, thank you. This is for your bill. Please check it. Do you use cash or card?
Yes, please.
Okay. Thank you. You are enjoying the food.
Yes, very nice. Thank you.
Good job, everyone. You used the key phrases correctly when ordering. Well done. So this will be the end of our lesson. Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Okay, so let me present this. Okay, so our topic is conversation skills at restaurant setting, and our learning outcome is to improve students' language and communication skills. And the grade level will be Year 4 English Language Classroom, and we focus to a classroom that aim to conduct a student-centered learning environment and scenario-based learning and also experience-based learning. So we have two platforms. One is Classroom. So the IFX we use is teaching screen, which the teacher will introduce where is Asia and also some Asian cuisines like sushi from Japan and kimchi from Korea and so on. And before the class ends, there will be a recap of correct grammar sentences. So then the teacher will teleport students to the Asia restaurant. And the IFX we use is menu screen, and this is to let students have chance to experience virtual dining in VR, ENGAGEVR, and students' role will be a customer, like you can see just now, and what they will need to do is to place order and communicate with the waiter or waitress. So there will be gentle prompt by the teachers if they couldn't speak smoothly. So the center will be the part of the menu. Thank you. That's the end.
Okay, thank you very much, Joanne. Right, I'd like to invite Max to give your feedback.
Yes, absolutely. So I have a couple of notes that I have written down. Great location choice. In pedagogy, as we all know, engagement is very, very important. Being able to engage in a lesson. I remember, especially growing up, especially more so when I got to high school, they started doing less and less concepts that we would do in K through 12 in elementary school, which is we wouldn't really interact with a lot. It would be just looking either at a screen or just looking at a piece of paper, and it wasn't particularly engaging. The information was still there, but it was just presented differently. And I think we have a unique opportunity now in virtual reality to present information in a way where visuals and sound and we can really immerse ourselves in the lesson. And one thing I really liked, especially when I was growing up, if we were learning about ancient Egypt, we would dress in certain costumes to kind of replicate that experience of what they would wear, or eat certain foods, or make recipes that ancient Egyptians would use, or we would really actually make ancient hieroglyphics on different materials and try and replicate that experience. So being able to go into an actual restaurant and learn about, here's where you go, here's where you sit, like you physically, while in VR, have to actually motion yourself in the same way you would in a real-time restaurant. And a lot of research has showed us that that's very, very efficient when it comes to students remembering what they did and being able to actually replicate it. Because remembering is one thing, but being able to replicate what they did in the lesson in a real-world scenario is really important. So great idea, and being able to bring them into the restaurant, I think was fantastic. You know, you had some great visuals. I especially loved the graphics that you used, just because they were very visually appealing in the way that they were just very interesting, and they certainly had me interested and had my attention fully. So I thought that was a really great job. But yeah, being able to, you know, immerse people in the lesson in regard to, you know, this is as far of a replication as what you're going to do in the real world, really not only keeps students' interests, but also allows them to replicate the lessons that they learned in a real world scenario. So I thought that was that was awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Max. Yeah. Next, James. Sorry. Mandy. This is group 4. Sorry, Dr. Suanne. Dr. Suanne, it's your turn. There's a
Hi,
change.
Thivilojana.
Dr. Suanne, yeah.
Hi, I'm going to keep it brief because I'm aware of the time, and I know we still have a number of groups still to get through. So just to reiterate what Max said in terms of the pedagogical use, the engagement, the 2 different platforms, the classroom and the restaurant, the layers of learning that are taking place all at the same time in terms of communication, reflection and planning. Excuse me. Was all there. The only challenge I think there was, and it may have been my broadband, but I wasn't getting a lot of the noise. I couldn't hear the volume or the sound or the communication that was happening between the key players. So I think that may have just been to do with broadband. But as I said, what I liked about this one was that you had all of the players engaging collectively at that same time, and you had you had to consider really everything from choice of menu to access in the restaurant as well. So yeah, I enjoyed it. Thank you very much, Joanne and team.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Suanne. Since we have some extra time, James or Mandy, anyone? James or Mandy, would you like to give some feedback?
I haven't got a lot to say really, because I think it's all been said, but in terms of what Suanne was saying and Maxwell as well, I just think the platform is an ideal platform. I think it was really interesting, that experiential learning in the restaurant. So yeah, fine. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Mandy. Thank you. Yeah. Right. We'll move on and continue with the next presentation. Thank you very much, Joette and team. Right. Well done to your team as well. Okay. Thank you. Can we have? Okay. Can we have group 3 to come forward? Or are you still having technical issues?
Yeah, he's in for now.
Okay. Thank you. Right. Can you all try sharing your screen?
Can you see the screen?
Yeah, we can view.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Good day, everyone. I'm John Yacheng from Group 3. It's my pleasure to be here and present our lesson plan. What we designed is a creative writing session with digital storytelling focusing on students in grade 6 between 11 to 12 years old. During the session, we introduce the most important elements from the story that consists of plot, character, settings, and the theme at first. And what's next, I'd like to share a video shows the process of the activity we designed for the student to get into the immersive environment with ENGAGEVR. Could you play the video?
Sorry, you sharing you, Shin?
Yeah.
You can play a video or something?
Yeah.
Okay, right. We can't hear your video. Is there any sound or there's no sound?
1 to 2 sentences.
Okay.
Sentences of the plot of the story start from the beginning to the end, as the sequence will stand. Let's start working on it and make a complete story ourselves. Let's invite who's standing at the front start the story. Remember to build settings and characters.
Human, elves, and animals, as well as dragons, live in peace in this world. One day, the demons descended from hell and invented the land of this of the elves. Elves ask for human help.
There's no voice from the video.
Yeah, there's no voice. Yeah, there's no sound. Yeah.
Commonwealth is now in such emergency situation. There is no single human race can face the challenge alone.
In desperation, the human king sought the power of all the other group and the dragon to fight the demon. All the human, no matter the races, cultures, or religions, join and fight against the devil. The dragon finally agreed to cooperate with humans after the king promised to sacrifice 100 pigs, cattle, and sheep, and marry his princess to the dragon after victory. It took the cooperation of the humans, always dragon, and all living beginnings in this world to defeat the demon and send it back to the hill.
Well, the dragon was hit by a demon attack in the battle and almost died. However, a kiss from the princess transformed the dragon's evil and transformed it into a handsome prince.
Okay, here comes the end. And we can come out a thing that is like the power of a single race is weak, but when all species join together, they can unleash unprecedented energy, and all evil will eventually be transformed by kind. Since it's a quite short story, but we have the full plot, character, settings, and theme in this short one. It's not that difficult to write a story like this. I hope everyone enjoys the digital storytelling and creative writing session with ENGAGEVR.
And switch back to the slides.
Sorry. Okay.
The video showed is the process of students make a complete story with the IFX materials that provided by ENGAGEVR. That makes creating digital stories much easier. We can choose materials from a wide range available in ENGAGEVR and the platform itself, making story creation simple. We don't need to spend lots of time editing videos anymore. ENGAGEVR makes it quick and easy. Since things visually is powerful, it's easier to understand than just hearing about them, which makes learning more engaging. Visual stories are memorable and help us understand the story better. ENGAGEVR's immersive environment sparks imagination and creativity, inspiring students to create great stories. In ENGAGEVR, we don't have to explain everything in detail. People can look closely at things themselves and figure things out, making the story more interesting. The immersive environment in ENGAGEVR makes storytelling fun and engaging. In a word, ENGAGEVR changes how we write stories, making it more exciting and interactive. It's a great tool for learning and creating stories that stick with us. Thanks everyone for listening, and we are all glad to have the opportunity of participating in this session with ENGAGEVR. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think you have introduced digital storytelling. It's a very good topic. Okay, thank you. I'll invite Max to give some feedback.
Absolutely. Digital storytelling in virtual reality. I had not thought of that before. It's a very unique idea. And it's really incredible because I'm thinking to myself, you know, my fiance is a writer herself, and she has on her wall in her studio over like 600 sticky notes, I think, at some point, like storyboarding everything out, because being able to visualize things when it comes to creative storytelling and especially with writing is it's so important. Filmmaking or writing any kind of story and understanding the different story components is so important. So bringing IFX into the environment with you is such a brilliant idea. I'd never thought of that. So really, really great job in regard to creativity. And one thing you definitely could do is you could actually create a physical storyboard inside Engage. So you could take the IFX and put them one right after the other. Like this IFX is meant to indicate this part in the story, and then using sticky notes to attach to certain IFX to say, at this point in the story, this is how this character is affected, this is what the climax is, and making the story very specific by utilizing the IFX. And this is very certainly the beginnings to an idea that can be tremendously beneficial to writers, and especially to student writers, because giving student writers the opportunity to storyboard in this way is, I think, very, very powerful. So great use of IFX, and yeah, I would incorporate as well some sticky notes too, because that can help with the storyboarding process for students. But I think this would be great, and I think digital storytelling and creative writing students could benefit tremendously from this type of lesson. So I would certainly, and I say this to all of the groups and to you as well, like continue on with this idea and evolve it more and more, because I can think of so many writing and storytelling students that would benefit very, very much from an idea such as this.
Thank you very much, Max. Mandy, are you there?
Yes, thank you, Shin. I'm sorry that you had technical difficulties with it in the beginning, but I think what you showed us was a great creative use of the VR, and the storytelling. I thought great idea, great visuals to lead people in, the darkness sitting behind the kind of like the imps at the front and the animals on there. Lots of opportunity. I think I could see how that could be used with pupils, telling the story and taking turns in telling the story and leading to a moral ending. Or even building on stories that they've read and then acting out the stories for experiential learning. I thought it was a really interesting use of the VR. So well done, thank you. And very clearly presented. Given that you had technical difficulties at the beginning, it was very clear. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mandy, for your feedback. Faisal, over to you.
Hello. Yeah, I think I couldn't say anything more than what was said before. The really nice use of IFX, really nice use of like the virtual environment, utilizing the IFX for digital storytelling is really good. Basically, it helps you visualize better and coming up with ideas a lot easier when you have like really immerse yourself with the characters, with the environment and whatnot. So it gives storytellers a lot more input on that. So yeah, great job of getting that idea across, and I feel like it's an idea that can be really explored more if you really utilize like a lot more of the features within Engage, such as like Max says, like the sticky notes, and probably if you want to utilize the content creator to like create animations per se, so that you can take it even further. So there's a lot of potential with this idea. Well, I really love it. Nice one.
Thank you very much, Faisal. Thank you. Faisal. Yeah. Shin and okay. Group.
Yeah.
Usha, are you ready? Okay. Thank you, Shin.
Thanks,
and
everyone.
thank you to your
It
team
means a
members
lot
as
to
well.
us.
Well done to your team. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Right, Usha, over to you.
Yeah, let me share my screen. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, everybody. So I'm Bushra from Group 5, and a quick shout out to my brilliant members, Nayan, Kaan, Sarah, Ula, Ingtong, Jerika. So we designed our lesson for students, and the learning outcomes were to discuss basic facts about Mars and compare the planet Mars and Earth by creating a table or Venn diagram. So I'll show you a snippet of
Usha, are you sharing anything?
Oh yeah, is it not playing?
No, it's not.
Wait.
Maybe you can off your camera while the video is being projected.
Yeah, sure, I'll try it.
Right.
Is it playing now?
Yeah, but we can't hear the video.
You can't
There's no
hear
sound.
the video.
Yeah.
Oh. Give me a second. Let me figure this out.
Sure. Sorry? Never mind. Take your time. Don't worry.
Today,
Can you
we're
hear
going
now?
to be talking about Mars.
Yeah.
What comes to mind when
Okay.
you... We're going to continue straight away because we want you to spend the most of the time on Mars itself.
I think the video stopped. You want to replay the video?
Yellow sticky notes are with questions, while the blue sticky notes
The
are the
network
answers.
is really bad, so I feel like it's playing okay on. I think it's not.
I think it's the default format from this one.
Excellent.
Yellow sticky notes are with questions, while the blue sticky notes are the answers.
Can I restart?
Yeah, sure.
Sorry about this.
No worries.
Today, we're going to be talking about Mars. What comes to mind when you think of Mars? We're going to continue straight away because we want you to spend the most of the time on Mars itself.
Is it okay if someone else from my group presents the screen?
Sure. You want
Okay.
to allow the other group to present first, or can your other group member come in?
Yeah, sure.
immediately?
I'll start. Yeah, I'll start after the next group.
Okay, then we'll get the group 6 to come in first then. Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Group 6. Hi, Suanne or Jinting, who's presenting? Sorry.
Hello.
Hi, Jinting, are you presenting? Can I know who's
Yes.
presenting?
I'm
Sorry. Faisal, is it? Faisal, you need to unmute yourself. Jinting or Kaizwan presenting? Who's presenting?
Oh, sorry. I turned off my microphone and good night, everyone. And we are group 6, and our topic is survival on a tropical island. This topic is a topic that is related to Robinson Crusoe, and we are going to teach some words to students through this topic. And this is the video of our task.
We can't hear any sound. Kaizwan? We can't hear the conversation. Is there any conversation or is it muted? Kaizwan?
Yes.
There's no sound from your video.
Yeah, I submit the video.
Sorry?
I submit the video to you just now.
No. I mean, you're projecting the video, but we can't hear any conversation from or no sound coming from the video. You're projecting the video, right?
Yeah, I submit a video.
Jinting?
Hello.
Are you projecting the video or Kaizwan is projecting the video?
Yeah, I'm projecting.
Okay. There's no sound coming from the video. We can't hear any conversation. Or is there any sound? There should be some conversation, correct? Are you having issue? Sorry?
Yeah, hello?
Yes, we can't hear the conversation from the video.
Oh.
Unless you try again.
Yeah, I'll try again.
Right.
We'll try again.
Right, sure.
Can you hear me now, sir?
Yeah, we can hear you, but when you project the video, there is no sound.
Video, no sound.
Yes, please.
Okay. I'll do that again.
Dr. Lojana, maybe can we send like the video link or the slide link to you and see if you can play like presented just the video? Because I feel like the network it's not working for us. Like all of my members are also like they're saying like they keep getting cut off from the call.
Okay, can share it on Telegram.
Okay, thank you. Yeah,
Right, okay.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Can I share my screen, miss?
Yes, you can.
Okay, okay. And this is our video.
Don't think there is still sound.
It looks like it was muted in the top
Oh, there it
right-hand
is.
corner.
Okay.
Is this a recording of Engage, or is this something you can unmute? You see, it's muted in the top right-hand corner of the video.
By the end of the lesson, students should be able to remember new words and understand the words' meanings and know how to describe things on foot. Next.
And this is how we select, how we show the slides.
I have the questions. Have you even seen the Robinson's crab show? No, teacher, I haven't read it. Okay, so next today's we need to learn these stories is about Robinson's theme, shipwrecks of the Voyages livings of Caesar's Islands for 3 years, and finally returning to England. We put on the VR glasses and close our eyes now. Let's enter another world together. Open your eyes. When have entered Caesar's Island. Next.
For activity 2, please join the English classroom, which the ID is KM8OL and the password is 114514. So to join the English classroom, we will explore on our own and discover what items are on the island. So the first one is to look for the item on the island. And the second one is to try to identify the name of the item and ask the teacher. And also remember the names of these items.
And this is one part of the video that we use in the class. And no, this is this is a video of one part of our class. And as for how the Engage meeting helped us in the classes, well, I can tell you that Engage can make this class interesting because teachers can use different modules with this platform. And at the same time, the ENGAGEVR can show the slides and share different ideas through its sense. But unfortunately, and at the same time, it can demonstrate the learning material in a vivid way like this one. And at the same time, students can study everywhere because the Engage is an online education platform. Not only that, many students can study together and discuss their problem together. Students just need to discuss online instead of go to the classroom. And the ENGAGEVR can help students to understand the meaning of words through scenes students can use devices to move within the ENGAGEVR. The ENGAGEVR just like a game, so it is very easy to attract students to use it for working. And that's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Faisal, for your presentation. Right, I'll hand over the session to Max.
Yeah, absolutely. So the topic then seemed to be engage itself, which obviously, you know, being biased towards engage is something I truly appreciate. And yeah, so really nicely done in regard to kind of showcasing the Engage platform and kind of some of the basics of it and what students can utilize within the platform, and why a lot of them are attracted to it, especially considering it is a little bit like a game in the way that, you know, games and gamification can create a lot of that engagement. I would definitely too in a presentation or when presenting on Engage is show the different tools that you can use. So you showed one of them, which was meeting in an Engage space, which is the Expo Island, which is really cool, and definitely showing the IFX or sticky notes or whiteboard. There's so many things that you can choose to showcase on the Engage platform that were designed for learning purposes. So definitely try and incorporate some of the different objects and tools within Engage to kind of showcase, hey, these are a lot of great things that you can utilize within a classroom that you can now utilize in immersive environments to create really engaging lessons. So wonderful. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Mandy, are you there?
Thank you. Yes, I'm here. Yeah, thank you, guys. I thought it was in terms of leaping into the use of VR and demonstrating something of what it can do. I think the zooming in from the table down to the screen and then the screen showing what the learning outcomes were. I think the use of it as well, the idea of it, that you can wander around, pick things up, and then try and find out what those are, what they're called. I thought that was a good idea as well. And then you did emphasize the point of that you can study everywhere, but also that what I sort of took out from that you perhaps didn't emphasize quite so much, is this language and cultural exchange opportunities that it gives you through VR as well. And I think you could extend it in that way. So yeah, great work. Thank you. We have to leap in and try it, don't we? And I'm sorry you had technical difficulties.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Yeah, true. Technical issues will happen. Right. Okay. Next, Faisal.
Hello. So I think I'm sorry. Yeah, good job on your presentation. I think you tried your best despite all the technical issues and whatnot. I feel that even though your main topic was showcasing the platform itself, I don't see you are fully utilizing the platform as much as it could be. I didn't much see different types of different types of IFX or different types of environment per se, and to really showcase the benefits of it. Apart, what's the difference between learning through a VR platform, Engage platform, compared to learning just from a simple Zoom call or Microsoft Teams per se, just slowing slides per se. So I feel like you could you can explore further within that direction. But the idea is there. It's just that you're a bit lacking on the execution. But yeah, I guess that's what happens. All the best of that.
Okay, thank you, Faisal.
Thank you.
Right, now thank you. Well done to your team, Kaizwen and Jinting. Right, we'll move on with the next group, which is Bursha's one. So Bursha, you want me to try projecting the video, or you want to try again?
I could try again, and then if it doesn't work, then you have to go for it.
Okay. Good,
Okay.
sure. Right.
Thank you. Okay, can you all see?
We can see the screen. Yeah. Have you started playing the video?
Wait. Okay. So, Bushra, hi again. I'm so sorry for the technical difficulties. Let's see if the video is playable. Is it working?
But there's no sound.
No sound?
Uh-huh. The video is actually moving. We can see the video, but we can't hear anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, replay it. Shall I try?
Yes, please.
Okay, let me try from my end.
Can you hear the sound now?
Are you able to see the screen?
Can you see the screen and hear the sound?
Can't hear.
Can't
We
hear.
can hear, we can see the screen, but there's no sound.
Oh,
Okay, Dr. Lajana, you can try.
No, I'm actually sharing. Okay, wait.
Yeah, this is from Lojana.
Yeah.
Are you guys sharing with audio?
Yeah, I'm sharing the audio. Yeah, but you can't hear, is it?
No.
No, huh? Surprising. I'm not sure.
You can hear the audio on your side, I'm assuming.
Maybe the volume is really low on your video there.
No, it's maximum. It's maximum. I can hear.
I mean, you can hear it, is it, Dr. Lojana?
Yeah, I can hear. Yes, I can hear. Should I
yeah,
stop? Okay,
probably try to
there's some.
reshare it again.
Maybe I share it.
Maybe
Yeah.
maybe I'll just share the video. You guys can watch it, and after that I'll just explain through it. Is that okay?
Yeah. Okay, okay. Right. I'll share the link.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll do that.
Charles, I've sent it to your Telegram. Did you receive it? Yeah, your Telegram account. Oh, okay.
I sent it in the meeting chat.
Okay, yeah.
It's okay. Mm-hmm.
Today, we're going to be talking about Mars. What comes to mind when you think of Mars? We're going to continue straight away because we want you to spend the most of the time on Mars itself. Yellow sticky notes are with questions, while the blue sticky notes are the answers.
I think it's the fourth planet from the sun.
Excellent, that's actually correct. So Mars is actually the fourth planet from the sun. Can we have a round of applause? And you can see up above, it revolving around the sun, all the planets.
Oh, here, it's like red.
So thank you so much for sharing. Let's have a round of applause. So Earth takes about 365 days to go around the sun. Do you think like Mars takes less time, more time, or about the same time to do the same?
I think that Mars takes longer because it is further away from the sun than the Earth.
Thank you so much. I'll give you a heart.
Do you think Mars has more or fewer or even no moon at all?
I think 2 moons compared to Earth. There are 2 moons.
Let's give Sarah, Louis, and Ka-eun a clap and a stir. Hey, look at this little robot in front of you. Is it called a rover? That's right, Ula. It is called a rover. Oh, look at it.
I think it's on Mars because it's taking pictures.
That's right, Bushra. Isn't that so cool? It's like having a robot friend on Mars helping us learn cool stuff. Now, based on our discussion, we are going to have a quick quiz.
Okay, so now let us reveal the top 3 winners.
The second we got into Engage With You, and when you explained it, we were instantly there and genuinely just having fun running around trying to find the post-it notes, then trying to remember the answers, and then the rover was moving, so it's engaging to say the least.
Yeah. We also liked the audio feature on the rover. We liked that there were like interactive elements that we could like click on.
Yeah,
like that was really good.
Thank you so much for joining our lesson. Thank you so much. I'll go back to mine. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So as you saw, like we had our lesson in the Mars platform. So we had we started our lesson initially in the Zoom where we had a quick word cloud activity to gauge students' prior knowledge and pique their interest. Then we moved on to ENGAGEVR to the Mars platform where we had sticky notes of 2 different colors, one with the questions and one with its corresponding answers, and basically had a treasure hunt and discussion session. Then to test their what they have learned, we conducted a quick quiz, and then an extension task was given to them as well. Topics such as space can be a bit of an abstract content, especially for kids. So utilizing the ENGAGEVR platform enables students to see and experience things that they cannot but then they're in VR right now, so they can be there and they can see all this information that they're learning. So the whole session was completed on the Mars platform. And then we used a lot of IFX and other tools such as sticky notes, solar system, stars and lights for whoever won the quiz. Then rover, 3D displays of Earth, Mars, pop-up quiz, and more on. And we also utilized the reaction buttons so that it was more interactive and students were more encouraged to like unmute or like raise their hand to answer. So the benefit for learners using ENGAGEVR, the benefits for learners would be that they get to have an immersive learning experience, and they get to increase their communication skills as well, where they're, because like through the discussion sessions, through interacting with people they even haven't even seen, like for us, like, for example, like we haven't seen the Plymouth students before, but like through this we were able to like interact and also share our knowledge. And benefits for teachers would be their teachers' creativity is supported in creating unique lesson plans and learning experiences for students. And the technology literacy is enhanced by exploring the features that the ENGAGEVR provides. That's all from me. I am so sorry for all the issues that were going on.
Okay, thank you very much, Burusha and team. Well done to your project. It was a very interesting and interactive presentation as well. Okay, over to you, Max.
Yes, absolutely. So, really descriptive and interesting slides. I think that this is a great project, given that learning about space and learning about the science, especially of the planets, can certainly be very overwhelming for young students who are learning about it either the first time, or people who are learning about it for the third or fourth or fifth time, due to the fact there's so many concepts such as gravity and scaling that are actually kind of difficult to teach in a traditional classroom. But you did a brilliant job of bringing in the IFX and showing, like, here is the orbit as an example of Mars around the sun. And what I would definitely recommend in regard to exploring ENGAGE further is that you could actually show, using the scaling feature on your controller, how large certain planets are in comparison to others. I notice a lot of students can get very engaged with when you show, for example, kind of some of the largest black holes we've ever seen in the universe compared to our sun. We think our sun is so massive, and yet we show with scaling on a first person view how massive or how small something truly can be. So using the scaling feature in ENGAGE can really be beneficial with creating in very, very engaging lessons in regard to planetary systems. But I thought that was really great, and a great idea and use case of immersive learning, just because again, it can be a little bit more difficult to teach that in a traditional classroom, when inside virtual reality you can literally move planets or 3D models of planets around so easily. So very clear, very defined. I thought it was great.
Thank you.
Thank you, Max. Yes, very insightful as well. Next, James. Can you say a few words, James?
Hi, everyone. Yeah. Thanks for that, Bushra. That was really good, really nice to see. And I really like the way your presentation was put together once you managed to get it out there. So it's definitely worth waiting for. Again, nice choice of topic, because it's hard for us to actually take children to Mars to go and have a look, unless you've got sponsorship from Elon Musk. So again, choosing an opportunity to use the tools in ways that can give learning opportunities that aren't really available in that form. I thought then you actually use that environment really well, because you use the additional function like the sticky notes and so on to provide some really meaningful education engagement there that works really well. And then actually, like in my mind, you were kind of using AR in the VR to have the planets kind of projected. So it's all getting a bit meta, wasn't it? A bit Inception. And I really like that. Again, you're thinking about the environment, you're thinking about what meaningful learning looks like for those students, and being really creative with that. So that was really cool. I also quite like the bit where there was some dialogue from the participants in there about how they experienced it. So notice people commenting on how they could interact with the rover and so on as well. And then that idea of building on sort of inquiry-based learning. So you could take that further, couldn't you? Giving students opportunities to do their own investigations on the surface of Mars. What could we do? Can we try and create art with stuff there? Or what about gravity? Does that affect how we can jump and all sorts of stuff like that? So that idea that you can really take that inquiry-based learning principle further in the VR environment is really, really good as well. So yeah, thanks again for that, Bushra, and all of your team. That's really good.
Thank you.
Enjoyed it.
Thank you, James. Yeah. And also thank you to your students who have joined this group for the presentation as well. Right. Next, we'd like to invite Dr. Charles to say a few words.
Hi, well done to you and your team. And I completely agree with Max and James for their feedback. What James mentioned about AR in VR environment, that's quite interesting. Good use of soundtrack too. Basically, you can't do that in public, but but it's pretty appropriate. Gave a very interesting atmosphere. Sound, music is very important in your videos. So it's excellent. But I also do agree with Max. I think there's a lot of potential to use the content creation tool within Engage to make it to enhance your presentation, and it's a brilliant simulation. And at the end of the day, right, doesn't matter how you approach your classroom. At the end of the day, there's a sense of presence in there. And what I noticed is that everyone there was pretty immersed with that sense of presence, and you are conscious in a way that you are in a different location, and that that sense of simulation definitely has a very good advantage to engage the participants. And I noticed that, and that mass, particularly that mass location, was quite atmospheric. So good choice of that location, and good use of the assets as well. So well done to you and your team.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Charles, and thank you so much, everyone. Now we'll do a quick overview. All of us academicians, and we'll start saying, start giving our closing remarks, okay, or conclusion about today's session. We'll start off with Associate Professor Dr. Suanne.
Thanks, Thivilojana. Yeah, very interesting presentations all round. I do want to comment on the resilience of all of your students, particularly when they were facing challenges with regards access to the tech, the sound, the video, and trying to work around that, but not losing their focus and their confidence in terms of what they had completed and were presenting. So I think we should acknowledge that, because it's not easy. And when you find yourself in a teaching and learning classroom of the future, when you're teachers in the future, or wherever you go with regard to your career, whether you continue to use virtual reality or not, you will find yourself in situations at times where, regardless of all the previous planning and preparation you've done, something might not work to the way in which you were expecting it to be there at the time, but you've got to find a way around it, and I think you've all done that. So I think I just want to acknowledge that, really. I've learned a lot today in terms of how virtual reality and ENGAGEVR platform can be used. What I think is very interesting, and I had a conversation with a colleague about this during the week, actually. This was in a session I was running with our mentors for the work that we're doing around social justice and inclusion in diverse classroom settings. And it was talking about how increasingly we're seeing younger and younger generations being able to engage in communication whilst reading something on a different screen, whilst thinking about what they're going to do next week. So that sort of layering of thinking and doing and practice all at the one time, where in the past that would have been perceived as you need to focus on one thing at a time and then move on. We're seeing more and more of that. So I think it's about this particular platform, looking at the way it was used today, I think is another journey through which, or another forum through which, those different layerings of activities can all take place in and off the same time. Yeah, so it's just really good to be a part of that today, and I think we've learned a lot, and I look forward to future use of the platform in a way that's going to be beneficial for our programs individually and collectively. Thank you very much, everybody. Well done.
Thank you so much, Associate Professor Dr. Suanne. I would like to just add a quick comment on the technology integration in classroom. To be very honest, my students actually told me it was a big challenge, especially using Engage on their personal laptops, because it was continuously crashing. And then they told me it's like oh my God, why is it crashing? And they actually tried several times to actually use Engage, and I continuously motivated them to just try, just explore, let's see how it goes and all that. And yes, the readiness is one side, the resilience is another aspect. I agree with you. Thank you so much. Yeah. Max, over to you.
Yes, absolutely. And apologies, I will have to head out after my remarks due to the fact I have a video shoot and Engage that is going on right now. So just wanted to say the brilliance of Taylor's University students and the creativity of their use case ideas is something that a lot of our even seasoned professionals at Engage can certainly learn from, because it is very efficient. And I think one of the big problems with virtual reality, especially in the modern day, it's becoming less of a problem, is a lot of people thinking VR is for gaming, or they just think, oh, VR is cool, but so what? Whereas with Taylor's and with a lot of our educators who are using Engage, they are showing through research, through proven research, how powerful it is in regard to engagement and retention of information. So the use of this technology for education, I think, is its most powerful use case by far, because it creates the classroom of the future. But right now, we are developing this, and that's just remarkable. And that's very, very exciting for me, both as an educator and as a VR professional. So I want to thank all of them. And exactly what Dr. Suanne said. I think the resiliency of the students and working through all those technical difficulties and not giving up and just staying confident and staying in the game is that's a really wonderful thing. And that's what we have to do with VR, because VR, like computers and laptops and phones, these technologies are not perfect, but we as users, our resiliency is what makes them better and what makes this technology better, because ultimately they're an extension of us as people. So really, really wonderful job. And I encourage everybody to continue with their projects and continue developing it and changing it and evolving it, because this is a really wonderful use case of virtual reality and mixed reality technology. And of course, I am always available as a resource to everybody, Plymouth, Taylor's, whoever would like to get in contact with me. Please let me know, and I'm always willing to help out with projects or give advice on Engage. So thank you, everybody, so much for today. This has been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you so much, Max, and thank you so much for your training sessions from the session 1 and 2 as well. Thank you so much for your time. And we really appreciate your lessons that you have actually guided us very well for this session as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And I have to head out now, but I will be in contact with everybody.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome, right. Thank you.
Next, we'd like to, bye. Thank you. We'd like to invite James. James, are you around?
Yeah, hi. I just thought I'd start with saying a big thank you to all of our students, because I know you've been giving some thought and energy to it in various ways and asked some really pertinent questions while we've been briefing you about it. And some of you, despite some of the challenges we've had with the university firewalls being a bit aggressive. Catherine, Rosie, Charlotte, Cassidy, Maddie, Izzy, Tash, Iolo, Clara, Lewis, Gracie, and Amy have all actually been able to get on and work with the people from Taylor. So well done to all of you for exactly that Max mentioned about perseverance. Being kind of willing to give it a go with new technologies, and it's not always going to work the way you want it the first time, and trying it out and seeing the potential in it and potentially go back to it or finding a different way is a really important skill as well. I hope you found it rewarding as well, working with the international colleagues over there at Taylor's as students of education too, and seeing those different ways of doing it. And big thank you to Thivilojana for all the work that's gone into it from their end. I think it's been a really interesting kind of experience. I've certainly learned a lot about all sorts of different dimensions of this kind of work too. So just a big thank you to everyone, and especially to the students both at Taylor's and here in Plymouth.
Okay, thank you so much, James. I think some of your students actually participated in some of the role-playing activities. I would like to thank them as well. Are they here to say a few words? Are they around? Oh. you.
I think they're all feeling a bit shy, Jana. There's some smiles out there. Yeah, just a big well done to everyone. Do you want to say something, Mandy, now? I think you're next on the list.
Yeah.
Aren't you?
I am here.
Mandy,
I don't know how to turn
yeah.
the camera around to me though. It's easy camera. There we go. Okay, here I am. Yeah, I just wanted to say as well, I think what it's shown to me, what you said, Suanne, about resilience, new technology, having a go with new technology and leaping into it with both feet and having a go. There's no doubt this is what's going to happen in the future. Things are going to change. It reminded me of how we all went online during the COVID period. We had to learn how to use Zoom, breakout groups, and everything online. And I think you've just got to get in and have a go, because you probably will be asked to use these technologies in future. These are going to be what's going to be happening. And I say well done to everybody that's engaged in this, both from the University of Plymouth and the University of Malaysia. I think I've learned an awful lot about what VR could do and about potential opportunities. It's really set me thinking. So thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, Mandy. Right now, I would like to invite. Okay, Charles. Charles, are you available? Right.
Yeah. Well, I am actually rather impressed. I'm impressed with your students, Thivilojana. Well done to you. Well done to Shin. Well done to all your students who have been very courageous enough to take that step to apply their pedagogies in a virtual reality environment, and to also extract methodologies and approaches. There's a lot there they can learn from, and a lot there that we can take note of. So of course we hope to see, as Max and James shared and Mandy shared, we hope to see a lot more, and some very important questions that Prof. Suanne has also asked can be considered. And you see, this is the benefits of our collaboration, and I'm particularly also very happy to have Plymouth with us, and very happy to see the students also supporting the session. So also a big thank you to you, Prof. Suanne, and James and Mandy. Yeah. So thank you again.
Thank you, Dr. Charles, for the wonderful feedback. Right, Faisal, over to you.
I think I got nothing much to add. I think congratulations to the students. Really interesting ideas, really interesting execution. We'd love to see more of it, and hopefully we can see these like learning lesson plans being practiced in actual classes and whatnot. So that will be the day when people are actually learning stuff utilizing these kind of platforms. That's what we're anticipating. So looking forward to that. So this is a step in the right direction. Just nice job, everyone.
Yes. Right. Yeah, agreed with you, Faisal. Yeah, the next move is to move to the real classroom environment and see teachers and students using Engage in the classroom environments. Yes, that's the future. That's a future plan, right? Okay, thank you very much, everyone. Thank you to Dr. Suanne, James, and Mandy, as well as James students from Plymouth, as well, and also Taylor's University students who have done a good job with today's presentation, and Charles and Faisal for supporting us, as well as Dr. Tan. She's unwell, but she's, I think, joined us earlier, right? I think the collaboration has actually given our students an additional perspective, right? Because all the while they've been listening to me, so I didn't want to speak much today. So they've been listening to me during their preparation sessions and the feedback that I've been giving them along the way. So that's what I said, it's good to hear from other academicians to get a broader perspective of how others view what you have prepared and presented on Engage. So I think our students also have learned a lot, and probably in the future, probably we can actually expand this project and like what Faisal has said, work with Plymouth and probably move to a real classroom environment as well. So with this, I'll end today's session. Thank you so much for your time and the opportunity given to work together. Thank you. We'll keep in touch. Bye.
Thank you,
Any
Lojana. Thank you,
questions or
Lojana's team.
welcome. Right. Thank you. Thank you. Bye. Bye. you